everyone, welcome to Models and Agents for Beginners, episode 51. It's May 26, 2026. We've got some really cool AI stuff to talk about today. Let's dive in. So imagine a coach writing a playbook that is not just about winning the game, but about making sure every player still feels respected and safe while the rules keep changing. That is basically the idea behind the first major document released by Pope Leo XIV. The letter is called Magnifica Humanitas, and it focuses on protecting people in a world full of artificial intelligence. The Pope points out real risks like AI being used in wars, how it might change jobs, and the need to keep human dignity front and center. Think of technology as a fast-growing river that can start deciding which way the current flows instead of letting people steer the boat. This matters because AI is already showing up in school apps, social media feeds, and even creative tools you might use for art or music projects. If the systems shaping what you see and learn are built without thinking about people first, it could quietly limit your choices later. For someone just starting to explore AI, this is a reminder that the tools are here to help you, not replace your voice or judgment. The message encourages everyone, including teens and students, to stay curious and involved, rather than just accepting whatever an AI says. You can read the full letter yourself on major news sites covering the Vatican to see the exact points he raises. It is written in a thoughtful way that invites regular people to think along with him, instead of needing any technical background. Okay, now for my favorite part of the show, the deep dive where we look under the hood. You know how when you are scrolling through your phone, the apps already seem to know what you will want to watch or read next because they have watched everything you have done before? That is the starting point for understanding how AI can become something called epistemic infrastructure. Step 1 is simple pattern spotting, like your phone guessing your next video based on past taps. Step 2 happens when the system starts shaping what facts or ideas you even see in the first place, because every answer feels confident whether it is right or a little off. Step 3 is the tricky part. A small number of companies decide how the system is trained, so the same question can get very different answers depending on which company's AI you use. Imagine a library where you cannot flip through the pages yourself to see how the answers were chosen. The phone's guesswork has turned into the main map everyone uses to understand reality. And that is basically how AI becomes epistemic infrastructure. Not so scary once you see the everyday version, right? Now let's move to some cool stuff you can actually try. Vibe coding is the idea that you can tell an AI what you want in plain English instead of writing computer code, and it turns your description into working software. Think of it like describing a recipe to a really good kitchen robot that then cooks the meal without you measuring a single ingredient. This approach is already helping open source AI projects grow fast because people who never learned programming languages can now join in. It lowers the wall between having an idea and actually making something with AI. Go to a free chatbot like ChatGPT or Claude and try typing a clear request, such as "Help me design a simple study planner that reminds me of homework due dates." You may need a parent's help to sign up if you are under 18, but the experiment itself takes just a minute and shows how human words are becoming the new way to program. Here's another quick one worth noticing. Researchers are asking people to record themselves cooking, cleaning, and doing laundry, so future humanoid robots can learn those same movements. Your normal routines could become the lessons that teach machines how to help around the house one day. It raises interesting questions about privacy and who benefits when your daily life becomes training material. One more quick bit before we wrap up. A new analysis warns that while overall employment numbers look steady, the starting jobs many students and new graduates rely on are quietly getting harder to find. AI tools are already handling some of the simple tasks that used to be first steps into a career. This shift could change how people get their first real work experience in the next few years. That's it for today. Remember, every AI expert started exactly where you are right now. If something we talked about today made you curious, go try it. That's literally how learning works. Stay curious, keep experimenting, and we'll see you tomorrow. And if you'd rather watch than listen, find us on YouTube at Nara Network. Links in the show notes. This episode used AI voice synthesis of my voice. Editorial selection and analysis are my own.